Hey INFPs, in today's video we're doing something different. We're digging into INFP spirituality and alchemical exercises that you can use as an INFP to transmute your own energy and to become more like each of the 16 personalities. The truth is, there are many secrets inside the INFP psyche, secret hacks that you can use to increase your own energy and motivation and to learn to connect and think more like all the 16 personalities, unlocking hidden wisdom inside yourself. Now, the first thing I want you to realize is that we are all one, in the sense that we all share a common ancestry, we all share common roots, and so inside of you is in every single personality type. And so you can learn to access and understand all these types by practices such as meditation, contemplation, metta, and different practices in spirituality, right? And that's the goal of these exercises, to help you search inside yourself and find strength that you didn't know that you already had, right? Now, the first exercise that I want to teach you is the practice of the pendulum effect, right? And so you might be asking yourself as an INFP, how can I become better at extroverted thinking, right? How can I become more successful, more achieving, more capable, and more confident in my professional skills and abilities, right? And to do so as an INFP, the practice I recommend is the practice of the pendulum effect. If you want to be more successful as an INFP, often the solution lies in developing your own introverted feeling. Because what you didn't know is, if you allow yourself time to step into yourself and really reflect on what you feel and really to connect with your own emotional intelligence, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be creating space, a tremendous amount of energy. Because the pendulum effect teaches that the more we go in one direction, the greater this gravitational pull to its own opposite. And so what you're going to find happens is, if you allow yourself this space and if you give yourself the time to connect with yourself and to sit with yourself and to just be your own person, your own unique individual in the world, you're going to also find that you experience a greater urge to be more successful, to achieve more, and to be more productive and to be more accomplished, right? And so you can use this motivation, this gravitational pull, to motivate yourself to flip to the other side. And that's practice number one. And that's how you can connect with and recognize that these two forces, the force of self-reflection and the force of professional accomplishment in the outer world through extroverted thinking, are one and the same. And a person that cares for their own emotional health and well-being and individuality and ethics is going to be more successful in the longer perspective. Perhaps not in the short term, but in the longer perspective. This is the sustainable way for anyone to achieve the most they can in life, right? Now, the second practice that you can engage in as an INFP is the practice of mirroring, right? And mirroring, in a sense, is flipping the script and looking at yourself as if through a mirror, right? So imagine, for example, that INFPs tend to care and tend to be very oriented by their own inner world, their emotions, their feelings, and their deeper values and meaning, right? What you want to do as an INFP is you want to take a second to listen to many of these statements, like, I care for myself, I think my own emotions are important, I value my own ethics, I want to stay true to my own emotional contact, right? Compass. So what you want to do when you mirror is you want to take this one step further. You want to flip the script on these sentences and these phrases that you can tell yourself, right? And so what you want to do is you want to say, every single individual in the world. And so what you want to do as an INFP is you want to take and reflect on all these statements and go one step further. And you want to look at this like an outsider might, through a mirror. And so what you want to tell yourself is, because I care about myself, and because I recognize my own emotions, and because I know I have these things, I can also realistically conclude that every single person I meet has these experiences too. Every single person I meet has these experiences, has these feelings, has these values, has these opinions inside themselves somewhere, right? And that means I can care for and can value and can love other people, because I know that every single person carries something beautiful inside of them. Just as I know that I carry something beautiful inside myself. I know that every single person I meet has something fascinating about them that I want to learn and discover. And that's how you develop extroverted feeling, right? This is a practice of inverse empathy. By caring for yourself, you're able to care more for other people. The third practice is going to help you develop your introverted thinking as an INFP, because what you don't realize is there is a deeper logical intelligence to your feelings. And so what you want to recognize as an INFP is, my emotions and my feelings are trying to guide me to a course of action that is going to be much more rational than what I realize, right? Because a lot of the time as an INFP, you might not know how to explain why you want something, or why you care about something, or why something is important to you. But it is. And the question is why? Well, our emotions have developed over millions of years. They're incredibly refined and intuitive, and they allow us to make very important decisions in a matter of milliseconds, right? Because a lot of these feelings, they're in our gut. They're this yes and no feeling that we have to a lot of things that happen around us. And so by connecting to this, you're connecting to a deeper logical, rational intelligence. And what you want to recognize is that every single feeling that you have has a rational basis and reason, right? Nothing you feel or experience is logically incorrect, right? There's a reason why you think this way. You might not know it yet, but there is a reason why you feel this way. And if you sit with the feeling long enough, you're going to understand that reason. And that's the process of inversion, recognizing that while it might be emotional in its nature, it has a logical root and explanation, a process that you can come to understand through the development of introverted thinking, right? And so those are the three exercises that you want to engage in. The pendulum effect. By pushing yourself into one situation, you create a gravitational force to push you in the other direction, and you develop energy and motivation and momentum to be able to achieve more in other areas of your life. Or the practice of mirroring. By turning statements around, upside down, I can see the other side and the other point of view to something that I didn't previously recognize, right? Because I am, as an INFP, only going to see one perspective, my INFP perspective. But if I go one step further in my consciousness, I can recognize that there must be another side to this story. There must be something on the other side. If I turn around, there must be something on the other side of the camera too, right? So by doing these things, by mirroring and recognizing there's a second side, and by learning to fill in the blanks, you can achieve a more holistic consciousness, a broader awareness of life. And finally, just like every logical explanation that an INTP or an ISTP might phrase out has an emotional basis, every single feeling that you have as an INFP has a rational basis, right? This is what you want to recognize, and that's how you develop a broader consciousness and a more holistic and more transcended sense of self through alchemy. Best of luck, and let me know if you've ever tried these exercises in your own life and how that worked out for you. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all in the next video.